Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the In Between the Stitches podcast. I am your host, Brady Wilson. Without my co-host, Chase Olschwanger. Chase is not in the studio today, obviously. It's just me. He will be calling in later to obviously talk about the Maverick game and to do our score predictions. Exactly what we wanted happened. I picked against the Cowboys, but I picked against the Chargers. And so the Colts won, which got me +1, but then the Commanders won, got him +1. We're all happy. And here we go. But we're gonna start with the Dallas Stars. Oof, man, it's they got a game tonight. It's gonna be on ESPN. 8 o'clock at home against the Kings. Here's where the Stars, not a great beginning to our season. Not the kind of we the first 3 games, kind of what we expected, right? A team that looks really, really good. Beat Winnipeg, beat Colorado, beat Minnesota, and you feel like, okay, they were close. You would get up and then you kind of let them back in it, so it was kind of back and forth a little bit there, but you were able to win, which is the most important factor into the season. You want to get wins. You don't always care how they look, but then you play Vancouver at home. You're up 2-0. You lose 5-3. Reminiscent of that game I was at last year, where I won't talk about it. Go to St. Louis, lost 3-1. Come back home against Columbus. You get it to 2-1, and then 3-1, then 4-1, then 5-1. You have hemorrhaged losses now. 3-3 on the season. 3-0, actually, to be exact, for hockey purposes. It has not looked great the last 3 games. And even then, on the 3 wins, you didn't always play great. You were getting through it, though. But, great goaltending. And then the last 3 games, you just haven't had it. They're struggling to get shots. They're struggling to make the shots they do get. They just look very disjointed right now. And I would love to be able to chalk this up to, and I finally figured out how to say his name. It's Glenn Gulutzan. I kept saying Gulutzan. It's Gulutzan. So Gully. Obviously, with a new head coach, you expect there to be some growing pains, shall we call them, which is fine. I think a lot of us kind of expected, okay, hey, I still maintain we're going to be great this year. No one wasn't saying that. I was obviously saying that. I was, blasting it from every mountaintop I could find that we were going to be great this year. But if you'd have told me, hey, you're going to start 3-3, like, okay, it must be growing pains with the new head coach, and they're trying to figure out their identity there, and, trying to figure out, okay, how can we replace guys like Dodonov and Granlund and Marchment and, guys that were scoring for us. They've really struggled to, I think, find extra scoring elsewhere. Wyatt Johnston started off really hot. Rantanen is Rantanen. He's, but Rope's missed a couple really good looks. They're just struggling to get any type of rhythm offensively. Really. And it's frustrating to watch, because I feel, and then, guys like Miro Heiskanen not skating as well as he used to. Thomas Harley's had some blunders defensively. So the guys that you're counting on to be your top players, they're not playing like that. And that's frustrating from a Dallas Stars perspective. Now, I'm not worried. 6 games in. An 82 game. We got 76 more of these things to go. I'm not worried. Now, when the calendar flips, when we get to, mid to late January, if we're still treading water at 500, now I'm a little bit worried. And here's one reason why I am not worried. When you look at the standings, okay, right now in the Western Conference, guess who is 3-3-1? Edmonton. So a team that I would have thought to be the top team in the league, they're not that much better than you are, right? I mean, you got some good teams. The Lightning were a team that everyone was expecting to be, big. They're 1-3-2. Everyone was kind of curious how Utah would look. They're 5-2-0. You know, I mean, it's Chicago's 3-2-2. I mean, like, it's still so early in the season that I'm not worried about it right now. I'm more looking for, hey, can we just can we figure it out? You still got this big homestand that you're in the middle of right now, which still gives you a good opportunity to try to stack some wins, get right, whatever you might need. You've got again the Kings tonight, and then Carolina on Saturday, Nashville on Sunday, the first back-to-back in Nashville. Come back to play Washington, and then Tampa Bay is where you're headed after Washington and play next Thursday, and that'll close out October. So you've only got 5 games left. You'd like to get to 6 wins there, win 3 of them, win 3 of them, win 3 of them. If you win 3 of them, then you're coming out of the month at over 500, and we can figure out how we're going to do it elsewhere. But I'm not worried yet. I'm getting caution is building, what I'll say. You know, it's not panic time, it's October. Panic time is late January, early February, we're still treading 500. Then it's time to, okay, what's going on? Why are we not good? Right? But we'll figure it out when we get there. For the Stars, just got to get right, hopefully. And it's the same problem that we had under DeBoer. And I've said this to my friends that also like the Stars. My biggest problem under DeBoer was we were always getting outshot. Rarely did I ever see a game where we had more shots on goal than their team. We were constantly being outshot. And I'm just like, that's a problem. Like that, you can't play like that. The Stars, I felt like we played with fire too often, right? Too many shots on goal to their team. Now, and it's still the same problem. And I was hoping that, hey, maybe Gully can come in here and just fix that problem. You fix that problem, we're going to be unstoppable. And he hasn't fixed that problem. I'm still looking at the scoreboard, and we're being outshot. Like, at one point in one of these last 3 losses, it was like other team had 10, we had like 1. That's laughably bad. Laughably bad. So they've got to figure it out. We're going to change up the order, though, today, mainly because Chase isn't here, and I don't want to call Chase for the Mavericks, talk about baseball. We're no offense to Chase. That's kind of my segment, you know. And I'll probably get his thoughts when I first call him to see what he thinks about, you know, the baseball playoffs and the upcoming World Series that starts tomorrow. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do baseball now, call him, we'll tail into baseball, basketball, Mavericks, and then football, and then we'll get on out of here. But so, to baseball. The Seattle Mariners coming back to Toronto. They're at 3 games to 2. You're thinking, okay, gotta win 1. That's shouldn't be too much of a problem, right? They won 2 and they won 2 here before. They can come win 2 more, or at least they don't have to win 2 more. They got to win 1 more. And Game 6 just got away from them. And I think, Joe Davis and John Smoltz were talking about it, and I think they were correct. I think you could kind of see the weight of the moment got a little big for some of those guys. That's fine. You got Game 7. One of the greatest things sports has to offer is Game 7. And you lost. Say, hey, Seattle fans, us Texas fans, we know what it's like to have a devastating 3-run homer in Toronto. We've been there. Not that level of devastating, but devastating. George Springer, one of the best postseason performers of our time, comes up huge, 3-run Jimmy Jack, and Seattle tried to mount something, but they just could not get it. J-Rod had a chance to walk, to bring up Big Dumper. That would have been a cinematic moment. And you can even hear Jeff Hoffman in the postgame. He went, my goal was to not get the Dumper. My goal was to not get the Raleigh. Which tells me that if Cal gets up, it's in Hoffman's head that this is Cal Raleigh. I need to, and maybe Cal comes through. The mental side of baseball, Cal would have had the advantage over Hoffman, which is, not a great situation for anybody if you're a Toronto fan. So it was sad to see a team that understands that the Mariners have never been to the World Series. They're the last team that has never been to one, right? You look at some of the teams that have only been to one. The Brewers, well, they went in 82. Padres, they went in 84, right? So you've got some teams that have never won one, but they've only ever been to one. No, Padres have been to two, excuse me. They were in their 98. Right? Poor Padres ran into the 98 Yankees. They've been to two. Sorry. Pardon that small misspeak. I'm sure my dad will text me about it. You almost forgot the Padres? Yeah, I know. But, it's just like the Nationals. Well, the Nationals have won one, so they've only been one. Point is, back to circling, my ADHD is going off now. Back to the original point. You kind of see that weight that was on them for that game, and then it didn't come through. And if you're a Mariners fan, that's got to be one of the most it's got to be just so heartbreaking, man. I can't imagine it. Like, I really can't. Like, my team winning one kind of erases a lot of the pain of. Interesting. There's this NBA scandal that's going on right now, and more news is breaking. Bettors allegedly received privilege, injury information. Oh, wow. It gets worse. We'll get to that when we get to basketball. But now that sets up a World Series matchup. A very interesting one, too, between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays are starting the rookie. I'm going to look it up. I cannot remember his name. They're starting him game one. Game one is tomorrow. It's going to be Trey Savage versus Blake Snell. Game two. Toronto actually has home field advantage, which is very interesting. Toronto has not announced a game two starter. The Dodgers are starting Yamamoto. And then there's not a game three starter or game four starter. The World Series, if, game seven, if it goes to a game seven, would be completed next Saturday on November 1st. The dates of the games are as follows. Obviously, tomorrow, and then Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So, very interesting series. You've got a Blue Jays team, obviously led by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You've got a Dodgers team led by Shohei Ohtani. It's going to be... I think it's going to be a great series. I don't think this is going to be like last year. It was 5 games, and the Dodgers kind of dominated it, to be honest with you. I think this is going to be a lot closer. I think this probably does go 6 or 7. I think the Blue Jays have enough pitching, guys like Kevin Gausman. If Savage can just kind of keep him in it, right? The Dodgers obviously have the superior pitching. Obviously, guys like Yamamoto, Shohei, Blake Snell, they're the superior pitching team. But I think they are the superior team, like in every way. Blue Jays might have a better bullpen. Might. They probably do. But the Dodgers have better hitting, better starting pitching. But I think the Blue Jays have enough to compete. Especially if Bichette comes back, which, there's still rumors circulating about if he'll come back. Will he come back? If he comes back, do they play him? Where do they play him? But you got to, other guys on that Blue Jays team like George Springer and Alejandro Kirk and Dalton Varsho and, guys that are Andres Jimenez, and they're just a really good team. They play good defense. They put the ball in play. They can hit for power. They do a lot of things very, very well. And they're hot. They're really hot right now. So we'll see if Toronto can win. The key to Toronto winning is trying to limit Shohei Ohtani's impact. If they can limit Shohei somehow, some way, I'd walk him. I don't care. I'll pitch to Freddie. I'll pitch to Mookie. I don't care how they come shut their lineup. I'll pitch to whoever. I'm not pitching to Shohei Ohtani right now. Just not. He's in his zone. I would stay far away from him. Max Scherzer also for the Blue Jays. I think gives them an interesting piece there. That a guy that's pitched in multiple World Series, 1, 2, obviously, always going to have to mention it with the Rangers and with the Nationals in 2019 and 2023, respectively. So we'll have to see. It'll be very interesting to see who wins this series. A lot of teams are, there's a lot of fans that are, and I've kind of moved off my stance. The great I almost said Bill Parcells. The great Bill Parcells once said, "I reserve the right to change my mind," and so do I. I've kind of changed my mind on whether or not the Dodgers are bad for baseball. I think they are, but I think they're a symptom of a bigger problem, which is the financial construction of the sport needs a complete rehaul. They need a salary floor and a salary cap, and that's not just because of the Dodgers. It's because of all 30 teams. I feel like everyone's kind of guilty in this. The Dodgers are just doing what they can to win, and other teams. Now, sure, other teams can't spend what the Dodgers can spend. I think the Dodgers have spent, I think it was the Brewers. The Dodgers' payroll is more money than the Brewers brought in revenue this season or last season. So it's like, okay, it's not that the Brewers won't spend, it's that they can't match the Dodgers, which is fair, which is why you need a salary cap. But then the teams are just not going to spend. So you need a salary floor. You need both. You need teams to be able to spend. You need teams spending money. So I think a salary cap would be the best thing for baseball right now, but the players will never go for it, unfortunately, which I blame the players for. They need to they need to grow up and realize they need to grow up and realize it's what the sport needs. They're millionaires. They can go kick rocks for all I care. You play a game. You play baseball for a living for millions and millions and millions of dollars. More money than I'm probably going to ever see in my lifetime. So I don't particularly care that you don't want a salary cap. It's what the sport needs. It also needs a floor. It needs both. I'm not going to say it needs a cap and screw the players. No, screw the owners too. They need a cap and a floor. They need, someone telling the owners you have to spend money, but you can't spend too much money. I think that's fair. I think it was just something that snapped into place. That almost was bad. I was just going to grab on here. But yeah, I think that whatever happens, if the Dodgers win, hats off to them. They've bought back-to-back World Series championships. If the Blue Jays win, congrats. You paid your superstar player. You've built a pretty good team around him, and you're in contention to win a World Series. And if you win a World Series, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. I don't care what you spent. I don't care what trades you made. I don't care what you did. You win the World Series, everything you do is worth it. I will always say it, as my dad taught me, flags fly forever. We are now going to, and of course, the poor Brewers just got slaughtered. But the Mariners, will be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. We're going to call Chase now, get his thoughts on the World Series, and then we're going to, oh, wait, hold on. I have to hook up my phone. Ha! That's funny. Excuse me for a second, because this is going to I believe we're all good now. Oh, there we go. See if he picks up. I'm going to laugh if he doesn't pick up.
Hello.
Now I'm with my co-host, Chase Olschwanger. He's here. He's in the house.
What's
He's
going
in the
on?
building. So, Chase, we've talked about the Stars.
Yep.
We've talked about, just, getting more shots on net, stuff like that. Hopefully, this is just growing pains with the new coach.
Yeah, I was tuned into the show. I was listening.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So,
yeah, sorry I didn't comment.
We'll catch. What are your thoughts on, obviously, the Mariners and then the World Series, and then we'll get to basketball because there's a lot to talk about with basketball today, and then we'll get to football. But
obviously, I don't really care who wins the World Series because my team isn't in it. But it is upsetting that the Mariners, not necessarily, can't really say choked it away, but kind of blew it for their first ever appearance, which would have been, amazing for the city.
I don't like the term choke. I prefer I choke. I feel like
but it wasn't a choke.
I prefer collapse.
3-1 is yeah.
They're up 3 games to 2. You just got to win one. and you couldn't win more.
Yeah, yeah, and I know it's upsetting, and I feel for Mariners fans and the city of Seattle. But it was an amazing series, and happy for Toronto. We'll see what they can do. I mean, again, I don't think they stand a chance. I don't think anybody stands a chance. But we will see what happens. I mean, I'm sure you talked about it from the Dodgers perspective, but from that final game from Shohei Ohtani, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, the single greatest game in the history of Major League Baseball.
I mean, the only one I think the only things you could argue are like greater are any perfect games from a pitcher, because literally it was perfect, right?
Yeah.
Technically, Ohtani didn't go like 4 for 4 with 4 home runs, so he technically wasn't perfect, right? I think I could argue Don Larson, perfect game in the World Series, right? The stakes of that.
Yeah.
But if you want statistically the greatest single performance in any game, yeah, it's probably that one.
I mean, to go 6 scoreless, only allowing 2 base runners, like 10 strikeouts,
3
and
home
then
runs.
3 home runs. I mean, just they were talking on SportsCenter about it or whatever, First Take maybe what it was, and they were saying, what's the equivalent to the NFL, for example? And they were saying just, someone going out there and, throwing 500 yards and 5 touchdowns and also getting 2 pick sixes on defense as well. Like,
yeah. That's what's funny is like
unbelievable. Yeah.
Like football fans are gonna be like, that's a pretty good comparison. Like, like not only did Shohei shut the other team out, but he was the reason that the Dodgers scored so many runs.
Yeah, he single-handedly won that game. That game was single-handedly won by him, and it's unbelievable.
I mean,
and there's not many sports you can do that in.
No.
And
like basketball, you can take over a game and go on a heater, right? In football, you can have a quarterback or a running back or a receiver, someone that just kind of takes over the game, or maybe an edge rusher that just, like Micah, you just can't block him no matter what you do, right? He's just on you in 2 seconds. Hockey, obviously, we've seen Mikko Rantanen take over a game, but like it'd be like Jake Ottinger having 40 saves.
But Rantanen can't.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be like Jake Ottinger.
Rantanen doesn't have all the. I mean, Rantanen has to rely on Ottinger to be, to have these situations. Ohtani controlled the entire game.
It'd be like Mikko Rantanen, like Jake Ottinger, 40 saves, shutout, scored 3 goals, right?
Yeah.
like that would be
it's unheard of.
An equivalent. It was insane, his performance. You got to give him his flowers. But I think the Blue Jays are better than the Brewers are. I think they'll give them more of a fight. I think guys like, they have guys like Gausman, Scherzer that are really, really talented pitchers. It's just gonna come down to, can they score? The Blue Jays.
I thought
actually
Seattle was the best matchup for them because of the bullpen
and the starting.
That's what I thought, and exactly. Just the pitching in general. I thought the pitching for Seattle would give them I still would have the Dodgers winning, but I thought the Mariners pitching would give them a chance because they have 5 guys in their rotation and a dominant pen where they can go scoreless in any given game.
And they got Bieber. But I forgot. I'm trying to think of who else does Toronto have.
Great staff.
Toronto, it's going to come down to, I think Toronto has better pitching than the Brewers. Starting. Guys like Gausman, Bieber, Scherzer, those 3 are 3 really good veterans that I think are going to have success against the Dodgers. It's going to come down to whether or not the Blue Jays can score. Because Yamamoto, Ohtani, Snell, Glasnow, that's tough.
Well, the Dodgers are going to put up some runs, and so like you said, they have to answer, and it's not going to be easy when you're going up against 5 aces every game.
I'll tell you this: I think the best hope. Best hope for the Blue Jays: take as many pitches as possible, have 9-10 pitch at bats, get the starter out before the 6th inning.
Yeah, because the Dodgers pen, it's nothing
great.
special.
The Blue Jays have a better bullpen. It's the one advantage they have.
But I guarantee you, Dave Roberts is going to use his starters in the pen when he can.
I know he's got Sasaki and he's got some guys, but I'm just saying that I think the one thing that they have over the Dodgers is they have a better bullpen. And
Correct,
so
yeah.
if I'm the Blue Jays, if I'm their hitting coach, hey, all 9 of you, take the first 5 pitches if you can. Like, we're going to take as many as possible. Let's get their starters tired. That way, when they have to start again, they're tired, and we get into their bullpen and they get tired. Would be my goal.
You just want to see as many pitches from these guys as possible to where, Snell, for example, he's pitching game 1. I mean, he's probably going to pitch game 4 too. I mean, these guys are going to pitch on 3-4 days rest. So you want to see as many pitches as possible to where, okay, you might not get to him game 1, but if you can get to him a little more than you did in game 4 after seeing him, that can benefit you down the road as long as, you counter with good starting pitching of your own.
He'd pitch in game 5.
We'll see what happens. Huh?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 go again 5, 6, 7.
Oh, I know, but I think because of the World Series, I think he could pitch on 3-4 days rest.
He could. I'm just saying that he'd probably pitch in game. The Dodgers. This is the one thing that
like those 4 guys that you said, like
this is
Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and Ohtani. I think those are the only starters we see throughout this entire series.
No. I know that. That's where the Blue Jays have a disadvantage. They've got 3 really good starters. The problem is that it's Yesavich's turn in the rotation, meaning Yesavich is one of the guys that's going to go twice. They would obviously prefer it. If you're the Blue Jays and you could line up your starters any way you could, I would line it up. Now, I'm not. Now, he actually had time to line up his starters, so I don't know why he's starting Yesavich game 1. I wouldn't. I would probably start Gausman game 1, Scherzer game 2, Bieber game 3, Yesavich game 4, and then go back to the first 3 and 5, 6, 7.
Gausman pitched a ton in this.
I know,
Mariner series.
What the same line that Jackie Robinson told Don Newcomb.
No, look, there's no limit.
Was it 52? During the 1952 little thing against the Giants, you pitch until your arm falls off.
Yeah, in the playoffs, you pitch when you are called upon. Yeah, there is no off day.
I mean, Jordan Montgomery literally blew out his arm essentially to give us a World Series because he ran out of gas there at the end. That's why he got hit by the Diamondbacks, and then he ran out of gas, and then he goes to the Diamondbacks and it's just not the same. So point is, it's going to be an interesting series. The Blue Jays have a clear key to victory, and it's just limit Ohtani.
They have home field advantage.
Yeah, they have home field, but it's limit Ohtani, limit him as much as possible. Okay.
And I mean, if there's not someone on base, you just walk him every time.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
seriously.
Yes. And then you get to their bullpen. That's their keys. The Dodgers' key is the same one that Germany had in World War II. It's blitzkrieg. Just overwhelm the Blue Jays with your talent and hope that you just engulf them. That's your hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, Chase, basketball. We'll start with the Mavericks, and then we'll obviously start with the humongous news from today.
Yeah.
That makes me angry as a sports fan because it's just more ammunition for the sports is rigged idiots. Well, the Mavs didn't look great. I watched a little bit of it and was not impressed by anybody. Flag, AD, nobody shined.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's game 1, so there's no overreaction.
Nope. Trade everybody. Everybody. Fire the coach. Fire the GM. Fire everybody.
Only one person should be fired, and
2.
That's it.
2.
Who's the second?
The owner.
Oh well, yeah, but unfortunately, there's no control over that. But no, I mean, look, there's going to be growing pains, obviously, for everybody, but especially Flag. I mean, he was put into a situation where dude's 18 years old in his first game ever, and they put him at point guard. He's never played the point guard position in high school, college, AAU, whatever it was. He's never played the traditional point guard, and you throw him out there, game 1 in his debut, and against a good team too, and people expected him to to create his own shot and to facilitate, and that's just not what he does yet, and it's going to take time. But I like what I saw though. You actually, I mean, you don't look at the box score and you just actually watch Flag. He's going to be a stud. I mean, he has like we say, he has everything it takes to be a superstar on both sides of the ball. And it's, he looked good, and that's promising. But unfortunately, the rest of the team did not.
Yeah.
And Wemby is unbelievable, and if Anthony Davis can't guard him, then that means nobody can guard him.
Yeah.
Because AD's obviously looked at as the best big man defender in the league, and if Wemby, outside of Wemby, but
I mean,
it's scary times for the NBA. If Wemby's scoring 40 on AD's head, it's scary times.
If Wemby stays healthy, I mean, he's the
there's
best.
No ceiling.
He's the best player in the NBA. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't
There's
care.
no ceiling. Yeah. No. I mean,
he's on. How do you stop him?
You can't guard him. He's 7'5", 7'4", 7'5". I mean, you there's nothing you can do. He can dribble. He can shoot. He can defend. He can finish. I mean, there is nothing you can do. And yeah, I mean, the Spurs obviously they have a super bright future, but look, I mean, the Mavs obviously aren't at full strength. Obviously, their best player or their second best player is still recovering from an ACL tear, which they did say yesterday on the broadcast that there's actually a chance in a late November, in about a month, of a potential return for Kyrie, which I thought was insane because I was hearing at New Year's or after All-Star break or whatever.
It had been explained to me that it'd be like post, mid-January.
Yeah, I mean that's what the talk has been. But yesterday on the broadcast, that they said that Coach Kidd was talking to the media before the game and said that he's looking for a potential late November return, and it was just kind of surprising to the broadcast crew when they said it, when they heard it, and then they relayed it to everybody else, and I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, no, I mean he's making really good recovery on that ACL, and Mavs just have to tread water until he's back. Obviously, it's going to take time for him to get back, obviously from this type of injury. Yeah. But look, I mean, right now it's kind of just like, okay, let's just see what our 18-year-old hopeful superstar phenom can do, and support him and make him he's ours now. That's kind of what it is right now. It's everybody just supporting him and making sure that he feels comfortable, and trying to set him up for the best future possible with the team, and in setting up for a winning mindset. But no, I mean, there's still a lot to learn, and there's still a lot of adjustments that need to be made. But again, game one, team isn't. It's a brand new team.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some time. So we'll see what happens.
Same with the Stars, basically, like growing pains.
Yeah.
Growing pains.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not stressed. I mean, again, I have no expectations for this team because Kyrie is out, and again, you traded Luka. I don't think this team can. I mean, you're relying on an 18-year-old to kind of be that third option when everybody's healthy, and that's just that's not how it works with 99.9% of 18-year-olds who came into the league not named LeBron and Kobe. And even Kobe wasn't even, Kobe took some time, but LeBron was really the only one that kind of just showed immediate flash at 18 years of age. But no, I mean, we'll wait. Obviously, it's still fun to watch because, the team is good. I just don't know what their ceiling is for this season. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for me. I mean, again, game one, not much more I could say. They didn't play well, but again, a lot of stuff to adjust on, a lot of growing pains they got to go through. So,
but we got to get to the big thing in basketball today.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go ahead?
Okay, so I'll kind of set the stage. I'll see if I can get everything. First of all, I want to preface this by saying I will, unless I am ever given verifiable proof that every game is rigged. I've played sports at a high school level. I know how difficult it is. I can't imagine how you'd be able to script a game. Like I don't know how you script a basketball going in a hoop unless it's like remote controlled or something. Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand that. And these guys train year round, so I don't understand why they're training if it's scripted. However, that crowd of idiots gets a whole new batch of ammunition from this. So we'll start with the one that's not really associated with basketball. It's just like a head coach. Chauncey Billups, I believe he won the Finals MVP that year. Won the year I was born, 04. Detroit Pistons, ex-champion. Head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, was arrested in connection to a scheme to rig illegal poker games that were backed by several New York crime families, a.k.a. the Mafia. It's still there. It's just not as prominent as it once was. Prosecutors allege that recognizable figures like Billups were used to lure in victims who weren't aware that everyone else involved in the games was in on the scam. From everything I've read about it, they would use like X-ray tables and like some weird like James Bond level technology you'd think you'd see in a Bond movie, right? To rig these games, and they were stealing millions from people that were playing these games. But that's it's illegal, it's immoral, blah blah blah. But it's not associated with what he did to this team.
Right.
What is associated with basketball is Terry Rozier was arrested today, as a part of a probe into illegal gambling. This one, though, is associated with basketball games. It has come out that basically he had told bettors.
I'm kind of losing you, by the way. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm kind of losing you.
Can you hear me? I'm not losing you. I can hear you fine.
I hear you. It's just kind of robotic now. You might need a call back.
Okay. Let me get through this, and then I'll call you back when I get ready for your part. Is it still robotic? All right, we're gonna recall him. Sorry, folks. Can you hear me? Am I robot?
Yeah, you sounded like Tron, but I couldn't make out anything you were saying. No, you're good. Now I hear you.
He had told from what I understand, he had told like some like bettors, hey, I'm gonna be sitting out. I'm gonna like leave this game early. So they took all the unders, and then they cashed out like $200,000. And he got $200,000 from it, which makes no sense. A guy that's making millions needs $200K. People are asking that in comments, and the only reason I can think of is he owed money. I've seen like some other people that are connected to this, and it sounds like that some of like the other coaches that have been kind of starting to get linked to this owed debts to like some people that you don't want to owe debts to, and this was their way of paying them back. Was doing stuff like this. So that strikes me as, okay, this isn't the league rigging it. This is a rogue player or rogue coaches going out of their way to do it. Now, Chase, you know how I feel about sports betting. I hate it. I hate sports betting.
Yeah.
I wish it was never invented. I think it has been a super, super, super net negative for society as a whole. But unfortunately, it's here to stay. There's too much money involved. Leagues are not going to just say no. Right? Like, I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest. If a team, if I don't know, this is completely hypothetical. If, if Underdog walked through here right now and said, Brady, here's, I don't know, $100,000 as a sponsor. Yeah, I'm taking the money.
Right.
Probably. I mean, yeah, like who wouldn't? Okay, I understand why everyone promotes it. I hate it, and I'd hate myself for doing it probably. But the good thing is they haven't offered me anything, so I can still sit up here on my moral high horse, where it's where it's nice and comfortable. I hate sports betting. It's been in sports for over a century. It's probably been in sports since the Roman Colosseum days. I mean, like it's probably been a thing that's been happening for years. But this one is particularly bad as I drop my pen. As usual, let me pick it up. And that there's a new report, Chase. I don't know if you saw this. It just come out came out from NBA Central. This isn't Centel. This is
I
Central.
probably saw it if it was Central.
LeBron James was reportedly a player that I'm going to say Damon Jones used
Damon Jones, yeah.
inside info before a February 2023 Bucks-Lakers game, per The Athletic. Jones allegedly told others to bet on Milwaukee after learning LeBron would sit out with ankle soreness before it was on the injury report. So now LeBron's in this thing.
LeBron, I did see a report saying LeBron came out and said he had no idea that this was being used.
Yeah, and Shohei Ohtani had no idea that wires were being. I'm joking, of course, but I'm curious what the betting companies think about all this, because like this just makes it look that much worse for you and the people that are sponsored by sports betting, because like I think it was on ESPN when they were breaking this story, they were talking about it, and in the bottom right hand corner it says bet $100 for ESPN bet and get $100 back or something. Like
they took it down.
I bet they did, because they're literally talking about how, oh yeah, betting, blah blah blah, this is awful, and in the bottom right hand corner is, bet $500 and you get whatever it was, right? Like
right.
As I've joked with you before, this MLB Network segment is sponsored by Underdog. Bet $50 to get $50 cash back. Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? Like that's kind of where we are with gambling. This documentary about the 1919 Black Sox betting scandal is sponsored by BetRS, Better Plus, whatever the other website. There's like 100 of them. I don't care.
Sure.
Underdog's the one I know like the best. The point is that Chase, this thing's breaking, and I'm curious how many, if the league. Because the league did an investigation into Rozier and came up with nothing. They cleared him, and the FBI steps in, does an investigation. He's arrested.
Yeah.
So what does that say about the league investigations? So I'm curious your thoughts on this, Chase Olschwinger.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just can't fathom making millions of dollars and still gambling. Yeah. Now, whether it's for you or for, maybe your friends who are struggling financially, you're trying to help them out. Look, I get the idea, but like that's not the way to do it. There's nothing against, just giving your friend $100,000. You can just do that just as a good deed.
Yeah.
That's something that you get praised for rather than something you get shamed for. But no, I mean, it's a crazy situation. I'm interested to see that, with more reports that come out. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Clase situation in baseball, where every single first pitch was nowhere near the zone, and you can bet on, and like during the game you can live bet first pitch outcome, and you can bet on whether it's a ball, strike, in play, hit, out, whatever it may be. And, everybody would just, put as many dollars as they could on ball, and Clase wouldn't throw it anywhere near the zone. And then boom, everybody catches out. So it's kind of the same thing. Again, I don't know all the details on the Rozier situation.
No, here it is. The picture of Mike Greenberg and Shams. Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups arrested as part of gambling investigations in the bottom right-hand corner. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. New players bet $10, get $100 in bonus bets. And then at the bottom in the small print, 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Offer.
Right.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. They can't escape it. It's too much money. And I understand it. Most people would take the money, but it's gonna be interesting to see how deep the swamp is on this.
Yeah. But again, I mean, it's probably gonna end up just being something that removes Billups and Rozier from the league, and it's a wash, and you move on.
At least Billups wasn't doing it on basketball games. It was just he's like a bad person.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how that situation is going to go.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not like really shaming Billups for for whatever.
He scammed people.
Yeah, I mean,
What it
it's not something
sounds
he should
like
be
is that
doing, but
what it sounds like is that he was like, "Hey, you want to come play a poker game with Chauncey Billups? Yeah, okay," and knowing that they were going to scam the guy. So
right,
not only is he scamming somebody, but he's using his name and fame and name recognition and all that, and sense of like people might trust you because you're a famous athlete, even though those people are
right,
stupid. That doesn't matter. You're still taking advantage of people by using. That's where I'm like, I think that's worse than somebody just like a regular old, gambling scandal. Like if a poker house, it is determined that they were cheating. Yeah, that's immoral. Blah blah blah. This guy was
right,
using his name recognition and image to scam people out of their money.
correct.
Right? That's what I don't like. That's the part that
Yeah,
hangs me up more than the illegal more than the scamming them. Which if you're gambling, you're like you could lose. Like there's a chance that you do, even though
right,
we're not gonna get into the legal aspect of it. But it's the fact that you're using your name recognition and the sense of trust that you might have with people. Like imagine if it comes out that oh yeah he was doing this in Detroit. I know it was in New York, but pretend with me. Like oh
right.
he was doing it in Detroit and was sitting outside, basketball games looking for Pistons fans, trying to get them to come back to the house to play poker. Right? Like that's kind of what he was doing. Is hey, I'm Chauncey Billups. You want to come play? And then boom.
Right.
But anyway, we'll monitor the situation. Hopefully, we see some progress in it in the next few weeks, and we'll get through it. But we're now going to get to football because it's almost 4:00, and I would like to
There's a
get
game.
on up
There's
out
a
of here.
game. There's a game in a few hours.
Yeah, I know. So last week, like I said, we tied. Me and Chase. We did the. I took the Colts over the Chargers, and I took the Commanders over the Cowboys. I'm okay with losing that one. I got the other one. We're
Right.
still tied. Bunch of teams on bye this week. The Cardinals, Lions, Jags, Raiders, Rams, and Seahawks are all on bye here in Week 8. The Cowboys bye is in 2 weeks after this Cardinals game coming up Monday Night Football next week. Here we go, Chase. Week 8, Thursday Night Football, Vikings at Chargers. My picks have already been made. Just want everyone to know that.
Okay. All right. And Vikings, I believe, got Aaron Jones back tonight.
They do.
They do. Doesn't move me though. I'm still taking the Chargers here.
Really?
I am. I'm taking the Chargers.
Well, we have our first disagreement because I'm taking the Vikings.
Wow. All right.
I
think the Chargers are looking for some bounce back. They've been a little rough the last couple weeks.
Bears at Ravens. Now I'm gonna go.
Lamar should play.
This is where I'm gonna use. I think me and you are both gonna use our caveat here.
If Lamar plays, give me the Ravens. If not, Bears.
I have the little asterisk there, and we know. I'll just put if Lamar plays. I think we're both okay. So we're both in agreement there. So I'm gonna put you down for the Bears, same as me, and then if he plays, like no, I have the Bears down too. Because I don't know if he's playing or not.
Okay.
I have the Bears down. I'm putting you down for the Bears with the asterisk saying if Lamar plays, it's the Ravens.
Okay, sounds good.
Giants at Eagles.
Eagles.
The Giants beat them once, but they're not going to do it again.
Not at Philly. Not at Philly. I hope they do, but not at Philly.
Wish my pen would work. Dolphins at Falcons.
Falcons.
Yep. Bills at Panthers.
Bills.
Couldn't agree more. Jets at Bengals.
Bengals.
Couldn't agree more. 49ers at Texans. I'm going Niners.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Niners. Yeah. Their defense looks good. Texans offense look bad.
Yep.
That's not a good combination.
Browns, Patriots.
Patriots.
I agree. Man, Drake May, let me tell you something. That guy, he's found it. He has found it. Our resident Patriots fan, Seth, is very excited about the future of his team because they look really, really good right now. Buccaneers at Saints.
I just remember him not being upset or not being the happiest when they took.
I think every AFC team is like getting like Vietnam flashbacks. Like, no, they can't have found it. Like, imagine being a Jets fan. You went Tom Brady, 19 years of that, 20 years, whatever. Straight to, you can even use Bledsoe before Brady. Bledsoe was a great quarterback. 5 years of being in the abyss of Cam Newton, Mac Jones, whatever, Bailey Zappi, and then 2 years of like, hey, maybe not 2 years, but like then Drake May, is Drake the guy? We don't know, and then oh no, he might be the guy
Yeah.
in his second year. Imagine being a Jets fan. You haven't found
Yeah.
a quarterback yet, and the Patriots go Tom Brady, and then a few years of bad quarterback play, some really bad quarterback play, and then they find the new guy. Like,
Yep.
if you're a Jets fan, you have to be sick to your stomach for that, and your own team. Buccaneers at Saints.
Give me Tampa, but I gotta say, RIP to Mike Evans' 1,000-yard streak.
And to Doug Martin, obviously.
And
Buccaneers running back.
actually
Very
RIP
sad.
to Doug Martin. Yeah, I mean,
Who actually
muscle
passed
hamster,
away.
right?
Mike Evans did not pass away. Doug
No, Mike
Martin
Evans did
did,
not pass away. The streak is going to end because of the
Yeah.
broken collarbone,
which sucks.
and
Hall of Famer.
it sucked because yeah. But yes, actually, RIP to Doug Martin.
All right, here we
very
go.
upsetting.
Cowboys at Broncos. Now let's talk about the Cowboys for a second.
Okay.
Played a great game. Defense looked great for once. Bland had a pick six. The offense is humming. I mean, this offense is going to put up 40 against everybody, it feels like.
Yeah, but this biggest test, but got the best defense this week they're going up against.
Yeah, but I'm still. I mean, look, the Packers. I think were statistically the best defense when they faced them. They put up 40 on them. So I'm not concerned about their defense.
Yeah, I know, but but outside of Micah, there's nobody I'm like, scared
But
of on
still,
that
they
defense.
were statistically like they were.
Right,
the
they're just coachable,
Broncos-
but I think the Broncos, they have 2 shutdown corners.
But
Now,
we've-
fortunately for us, Dre Greenlaw has a 1-game suspension, so he's missing
But
that
we've
game.
got 2 all-pro receivers. That's the thing. We have. It's going to be interesting to see that matchup. Broncos have not looked good though. They've
No, not in the first 3 quarters at least.
They've escaped with victories. So I'm taking the Cowboys, but I would not be surprised if the Broncos win this game.
Yeah, no.
Join me on the dark side. Join me.
Do we have unlimited amount of caveats we can use? Or just one?
No, you only get one. Who would be your
Well,
caveat?
because I want to use what?
Who would be your caveat? Who's injured that would make that much of an impact?
If Overshone and Revel play,
They're not going to though.
they're not. I thought they were.
It sounds like BB will though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Just take Dallas.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Okay.
I'll take the Cowboys, but again, this is a game where
You're like me. You're taking them, but you won't be surprised if they lose.
No, of course not, because the Broncos have a good offense. And
No, they got Sean Payton. The fact that Bo Nix is their quarterback it's in spite of Bo Nix. Titans at Colts.
Colts.
We can circle back to the Cowboys in a second.
Okay.
Packers at Steelers. Man, this is a tough game. I really wanted to take Pittsburgh.
I really do too, because Rodgers. I wish he was at Lambeau.
Yeah, but I can't. I think the Packers are.
I can't either. I'm gonna take Green Bay.
I think because Micah and how quickly he can get pressured, Rodgers just can't get away from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Commanders at Chiefs, pretty easy game. Daniels isn't playing, so one disagreement. Cowboys. We will have to see how they look. This is a big game for them because the trade deadline.
This is a huge game for the Cowboys. Huge game.
The trade deadline is I think next week. So it'll be right after that Monday Night Football game. So this is the next to last game for the trade deadline. But you will play Monday, the day before the trade deadline. So this is like the last, I think, this is like your last test because the Cardinals, you're a better team than the Cardinals, I think. But still, it's a trap game for them.
This game determines if Jerry makes a move or not.
I agree. I think if they win the game like 37-34 or something, right? Then Jerry makes a move, gets a defensive player. Obviously, there were rumors they're going to get Max Crosby. Then the Raiders said they're not trading him, but we also said we're not trading Micah. So it's a whole lot of chaos, I think, right now for both sides. I'd love to get Max Crosby. I wouldn't want to give up 2 first-round picks, though.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do a first and a third.
I would be more comfortable. I would do like a first this year and like a second next year. I'd do that.
I would love to try to give up the Packers first, though.
Yeah. No.
But I don't think they would ever do that.
No, I don't think they will either. That's fine. That's totally fine that they don't want to do that. That's cool. I don't know if they're gonna make a big splash. I think they're gonna make a medium splash. I think a Jalen Phillips. I think Jermaine Johnson is gonna be their guy. I think that he's
Yeah, I saw the Jets were shopping for like what, a third?
something like that, but I think the Cowboys could whittle them down to a fourth, like a fourth and a sixth, and then what they'll do is, they already have
I'd like Bradley Chubb.
They already have White Cotton. He was the Jets D-line coach last year. So they have some that's why I'm going Jermaine, because they have some familiarity there.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they liked him in the draft. And we know that Jerry likes to go after guys they liked in the draft. So
Yes.
people have been saying, though, like, hey, if you go to the Jets, is there a way, like, you get, like, Quinn Williams and Jermaine Johnston for, like, a first and, like you're for, like, a first this year and, like, your third next year for those guys? Would they do that?
It doesn't make sense, though, because of Osa and Clark.
I know it doesn't, but Quinn Williams is a superstar. Like, I mean, how do you, like, you figure out your defensive line. I don't care.
I guess you just have to run
that or Jeffrey Simmons. Oh God, Jeffrey Simmons would do so many great things.
I don't know what you run. I guess you run a 5 down.
No, Osa can play D end. Osa can play D end.
Yeah, I know.
He's only like 280. That's just a big defensive end.
Or you just keep rotating him out. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you rotate him. They need somebody. I don't know if Winfrey has a spot right now, because they need somebody to come in and be that other one technique behind Kenny Clark. So
I have a lot of optimism for the Cowboys, and just if they can win this game.
We have a lot of optimism and a lot of pessimism at the same time.
Well, if they lose this game, I think they're not. I don't know. I feel like this game. I know it's really early. I just feel like this game has the hot. Like,
yeah.
This is your chance to get into the playoffs. This game,
yeah.
Because you win this game, you're over 500, and then you have Cardinals where you'll be favored, and then you're bye, and then at Vegas where you'll still probably be favored.
Yep.
And then you're home
probably, yes.
versus. Yeah, well, just because the road, who knows if they'll give home field a little bit. The Cowboys should still be favored. But, like, your next 2 games, you're going to be favored. And, again, we know we struggle versus the Cardinals, so I'm not – and
the Broncos.
I'm not anything. Yeah, we haven't won in 30 years against Cardinals. Oh, those are the Broncos. But, I mean, even if we win this game, the Cardinals are still going to be tough because we can never guard or we can never stop mobile quarterbacks. But still, they win this game. They have 2 favorable games coming up, one after their bye, and they're home. I think is the Chargers at home or Vikings at home, something like that. And then, but then you have the Eagles, Chiefs, Lions.
Yeah,
that's most likely. I mean, at best, that's 1 and 2. At best, you beat Philly at home.
You can beat the Chiefs,
but you're not beating Kansas City. You're not beating Detroit.
They can beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they can beat the Chiefs. They can beat the Chiefs at home. They can beat
maybe
Chiefs.
At home, but you're not beating Detroit in Detroit. You're not. The Cowboys are probably. They're going to have to put up 50 to lose by 10, but
look,
I don't know. I just think this game right here.
It's amazing what happens, Matt Eberflus, when you play more man coverage with man coverage corners.
Hey, that's been what I've been saying for 4 weeks now.
Well, you haven't been the only one saying that. Everyone's been saying that.
Okay, but I've been texting it immediately in our group chat once we play.
That's because you hold the record for most text in our group chat. I don't text a lot in the
because
group chat.
I'm right. Why are we playing zone coverage on 4th down?
We've been over this, but the point is that they've actually, when you actually throw in more man and offenses don't know what you're in, it's pretty amazing the results you have. So we'll have to see what happens, but hopefully this is a big game for the Cowboys in the future of their season. So we'll have to see. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and we will be back. I will not be here next week. No, I will be here next week. Pardon that.
I should be back next week too.
I will be here next week, but the next week I won't be here. I'll be on a cruise. I'll be somewhere in the Caribbean. So I might see if I can call in though. See what happens there.
If I'm in the studio, if I'm in the studio, I would.
Hopefully we're in studio, so I don't want to do a 2 week.
But I will be there next week.
We'll figure it out. Well, we will see you guys next week, and thank you for watching. See ya.
See ya.